Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2019, and we're so excited to have with us in the studio, Stray from the Path.
For your walk with me! Yeah, yeah! From the shadow, my soul is critical. I got my gravestone. Fire walk with me. What's up with guns involved? The end to my end is my control. The future's in my bones. Fire walk with me. My hero is my victim. My anger in the system. Messiah's they drive the passion. Come on, fire walk with me. Run up my hand is standing. Come test me from the ground up. But the bitch will burn it up. Fire walk with me. Fire walk with light. The end to my end is my control. The future's in my bones. But the best will burn it up. Come on, yeah, fire walk with me. The end to my end is my control. The future's in my bones. But the best will burn it up. Fire walk with me. My prophets in my rapture. They're not that close to kisser. Fire walk with me. My fear is not my master. My darkness is my lantern. The question is the answer. Can you fire walk with me? You can't get us if we run. You can't get us if we run. You can't get us if we run. We don't run source to anyone. We don't answer to anyone. We don't answer to anyone. The answer to my end is my control. In my bones. The answer my end is my control. The future's in my bones. Fire walk with me.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Stray from the Path. What's up? Thank you so much for coming out.
What's up,
so
Blake?
Good to see you. What's up? Y'all can just get ready to go into that next song, and we'll chat after. I will say that they have a new album, Internal Atomics, which is out now, and they're on tour with Counterparts through the U.S., in the U.S., through the end of November, playing the Bottom Lounge tonight. So check it out if you're in or around Chicago. And take it away, boys.
The highest scale, but never caught. The signs of death.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Stray from the Path. Oh boy, that's amazing. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a long time coming.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you back. Would you tell me about, I was just going on their websites of Hardcore Help and Actions Not Words.
Sure.
You guys did, you went to Africa last year, summer of 2018. Yeah. How did that come about in the first place?
Well, Stick to Your Guns went.
Okay, cool.
And they went like maybe 2017. And they went to Africa with Hardcore Help. And we saw that. And I think Drew was just like, yo, how do we do this shit? Yeah, how do we do it?
Yeah.
So we literally saw Rico at a show. And we just went up to him. And Drew went up to him and was just like, hey, can we go to Africa? He goes, yeah. We're like, okay, so what do you want to do? He's like, when can you? We're like, I don't know. How about this time? He's like, all right, we'll do it. Done.
Cool.
We're like, literally on the spot, like in 5 minutes. So what they do is, I mean, they made a shirt. It's called the Clean Water Project. A lot of other bands joined in on it. And every shirt sold bought a water filter for a family in need. And in Africa, there's a ton of problems with like clean water and whatnot. Like a lot of people get sick and you can't really find it and whatnot. So, and he sold a damn... Can I curse on this thing?
Yeah.
All right, he sold a fuck ton of these shirts, you know. And honestly, and then he's like, next distribution will go. So
Sure.
we went with him, and he had 100 water filters. We were in a field in Nairobi, Kenya, and we were just helping out, but they were just educating on people on hygiene and how to use these things and how, when they need new ones, because it's good for like 7,000 gallons and whatnot. That dude is an absolute hero. He's an absolute saint. Guy like changed all of our lives for sure. And then we met Ross, Actions Not Words, also in Nakuru, Kenya. And, what he does is he takes people that live in like a literal garbage dump. And what he does is he helps take kids and put them into boarding schools where they get, 4 meals a day, clothes, education, friends, like everything that you need. And
Cool.
that trip, those two people, like I think changed all of us forever. And honestly, that was a lot going into this record, Internal Atomics, and how those two people dropped their lives to help people. And obviously we're still a band, and that's but we just wanted what we're given, the opportunities we're given to go all over the world. That's a thing we don't take lightly, and we're very lucky and fortunate to have that. And we want, now that we have that, we're gonna do the best that we can do to be the best that we can be. And we look up to people like that, so.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not everyone's job to drop everything they're doing to go and do that.
Exactly. That's a big point. That's a big point. Is like, it's like, oh, if you don't go to Africa, and it's like,
we're not saying, you gotta drop your life and
Sure.
do that. People that have done that are inspiring, obviously, for the song and the, big part of the record. But, for us, it's like, we use these platforms, to speak on, and that's our part of giving back. And hopefully the message that we're sending to people, they could walk away from that, from our shows, from hearing about the band, and, go on to tell a friend and spread the word that way. So.
Totally. And I mean, just interacting with people on a daily basis,
Right,
like
of course.
relationships and trying to be as,
It all starts at the ground floor of just treating people around you better. And you know what I mean? And like, this band is still going to be an angry, political, polarizing band as we always been. But, I think that experience made us stop being like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck everyone. Yeah. It more was less like, definitely fuck that, but what can we do here to fix this shit together?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
Because it's kind of not enough to just be like, fuck you.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. And I think we found that on this record is like, and Drew says it, often is just like, everyone can learn a lot from hardcore, metalcore, and hip-hop, punk, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And so I think making that community that we have, that we're lucky to have, that's growing very fast, make it the best it could be in our abilities, that's our part, I think.
Right.
And we're still working on it every day. Like we, all of us try to be better musicians, try to set an example to write the best music you can and write the songs yourself and not have other people write it, whatever. And like, so we want to push like our abilities as musicians, push our ability as people, and just kind of go from there.
Oh yeah, man. Great. Well, thanks for sharing. Y'all can go into your next one when you're ready.
You don't need to bang in the night. Empathy is your favorite weapon. Don't go away from your face. That's the problem you're running. Do you know what you've done? Well, the reason is somebody what goes around, goes around. brings back what goes around comes around. The last will be first and the first will be last. Yeah, the last will be first and the first will be last. The last will be first and the first will be last.
Watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Stray from the Path. You can get ready to go into that next song, and I will say again, they have a new album out now. It's called Internal Atomics. They're on tour with Counterparts through November in the United States, and they're playing the Bottom Lounge tonight. So if you're in or around the Chicago area, check it out. Watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Stray from the Path. Would you guys like to introduce him? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. If you don't know, some of you may know, but we're on tour with some of our best friends and Counterparts. We've toured with this band for, too long, over a decade. We've basically seen the entire world with this group of people, and you know, they're one of the best bands in metalcore, hardcore to do it, and we decided to put out records together, and we decided to have Brendan from Counterparts sing on one of our songs called Kickback, and we're gonna bring him in, and we're gonna play that song for you guys right now.
Yeah, dude. Go get it. You can go set
That was
yourself
such a
up.
nice intro. I
That
thought I was getting the absolute opposite.
that was, yeah, I thought he was going to be
could
like,
go either
this
way.
dude sucks. Like, I'm embarrassed
geek.
by him. Like, he's a
Nice.
loser.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. He's a moron. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, great. Yeah, great. Yeah, you can go set up your little station or go plug yourself in. Yeah, before we go into the last one, we've kind of touched on it a bit, but I'm just curious, like, I feel like in the United States, if you're kind of like a liberal-leaning person, it can be exhausting to just see, like, what's happening and, like, everything that's going on. So I just guess, like, how do you keep going? Like, how do you give yourself energy to, like, keep trying, to keep, like, caring when
Well,
it's so much easier to just be like, all this sucks?
I think, you know, a big thing for this band is, you know, the more we remain pissed off, the more we're gonna keep writing about the things that we feel very passionate about and the change that we think that needs to be made. And, you know, in this climate that we live in, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of content for us to talk about.
Yeah.
So, you know, like we said earlier, you know, this is just our small part, and, you know, it's a fraction, you know, and that's just what we feel needs to be done and what's necessary. So,
And if I could add too, on the musical side,
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing bands like, I mean, besides Stray from the Path of Counterparts, but like Architects,
Yeah.
Every Time I Die,
Yeah.
Stick to Your Guns, Norma Jean.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole ton of bands that have been doing it forever.
Sure.
You know, to the point where you always gotta go, are we old yet?
Yeah.
Are we fucking old? But I mean,
Yes.
I mean, Counterparts was just in the top 100 of the fucking Billboard
Yeah,
charts.
it's amazing.
I mean, I'm not to put myself or us over, but we're about to go headline the biggest show we've ever done in London in a couple weeks.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we're playing the fucking Bottom Lounge together. I mean, Architects is fucking gigantic, the biggest they've ever been. E-Tid, same.
Yeah,
Stig, same. Everyone's fucking doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like, even bands like 1975, that band's
Yeah.
been around for like 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
And they only started getting big like, what, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah,
So
totally.
it's like, yeah, there's a whole fucking hope out there because people are still supporting, and I think all those bands that I mentioned are still making quality music.
Yeah.
And I still care. I mean, they still care. We put a lot of fucking work into doing what we do. You know, there's often times where you roll over and wake up next to someone and you go, God damn it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, we're all fucking family. You know what I mean? Brendan is fucking family with us. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to get up at? We were all in bands, so we don't have to get up at 8 o'clock to do
Yeah.
shit, or I have to fucking get up at 5:30 to come here and shit.
Totally.
But we love it. Now we're here, and it's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, of
So
course.
that's
Yeah.
what keeps me personally going. Is like, there's a lot of hope out there, and I feel like we're at the top of our game as far as playing wise. We're still
Yeah.
making the best music of our career. And the day
Yeah.
that I put our record in, I go, fuck, is this the one? You know? It's,
Yeah.
I put it on. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And if I lose that, then I feel like I'll start working at Target. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Can we just add too? I just want to say thank you to Audiotree, all of you for having us.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're welcome.
This
Thank
is
you.
sick.
Appreciate it. Brendan has something I
I
think
don't
he
know
wants to say.
if I'm allowed to say anything.
Yeah, you can say something. Say something.
That feeling that every time you do a record and you're like, fuck, is this it? Like, I think I have that almost with, I think, every record we've done except the first one.
Yep.
Because that was when the initial excitement was taking over. But I think that after you do it for a while, like, it almost, it never hits, like, I mean, sometimes when you're listening back in the studio, like, you get that thing where you're like, oh shit, I think we got a big one. But I think you never really realize the actual, like, potential of a record until
Sure, yeah.
afterwards. Like you were saying, like, you know, the Billboard thing and whatever, like, it's awesome. But if you think that I wasn't in the studio, like, oh fuck, this stinks. I think, like, I actually don't know if
Ripping
this
your
is
hair
good or
out and
not. You know what I mean?
That's the
It's
thing.
like,
And you got like Kyle, who's just like, I've never played guitar before, and then it's like he's
yeah,
starting
and he writes
to write
this,
shit. And he
writes Wings of Nightmare.
and it's like the most Counterparts
You know
song
what I
ever.
mean?
So it's like, dude, like Counterparts again, top of the game. All those bands I mentioned, we're fortunate to be friends with a lot of bands that are all
Yeah.
fucking killing it, and it's
Yeah.
it helps keep it going when it's like, oh wow, Architects just did Ali Pali. 10,000 people, awesome. Oh, Stick to Your Guns about to go do 4,000 people.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Counterparts headlining the fucking Bottom Lounge. It's like,
Yeah.
man,
You don't want
Let's
to have
go.
to have that conversation with your friends.
of what?
Yeah.
When's it done?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
when's it done? It'll just die one
Sorry.
day. That's yeah. People.
No, but I mean, like, you don't want to like, we're in a good spot to where we can, like, we all tour together. We're all friends. It's all
Yeah.
amazing. But, like, I never want to have the conversation with, like, my good friends and, like, you know, have you sit me down and be like, hey, man, like, Update
Maybe this
your
isn't for
resume,
you
man.
anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
you should.
It ends
It's
at
funny
Hot
too
Topic
because
in
Are you
2012. You need to
educated?
put more stuff on
I'm
it.
the friend that's gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
Or like, hey,
for
so
sure
what other skills do you have?
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly. Okay, now
I saw you
speaking
work
of,
an Excel
speaking of
spreadsheet.
skills, let's play some songs. and
Yeah,
then
sorry.
let's play a song. No, you're good.
turning
you're
it
good.
into a fucking
I
talk
love
show.
it.
This would've
went on
it's-
forever,
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
New
no,
Yorkers, we
you're
don't
good
shut
to
up.
cut it
Cut it
off. You're good to cut it
okay.
off.
We'll
What are we
talk
playing?
after.
Kickback.
Yeah.
I was like, why is he here?
Yeah, Kickback.
Who's this guy?
I work here now. Have fun, guys. See you at the end.
I always thought that you draw first blood. It's it for you don't get. I tried to live in the land, but you broke so fast. So now I have to cut my hand off the top and the grip. Before you slip, put the step in stones. I see the ship already on board. You know the fall is fast. A snake in the grass. Smoking barrels, put the trigger on the cover. You'll never see it coming. Well, you'll never see it coming. Kickback, feel the kickback. Feel the kickback. Kickback, feel the kickback. Feel the kickback. It's not the cash, you'll be reality check. Cause you're talking down the side of your neck. Let your sauce up, full of crap. Feel the kickback. What all stress, the self-obsessed. Kicking the feeling off your chest. You hate your finger by the second. But you know you won't be second in best. This is all of the fall and even started. You know the fall is bad. Another snake in the grass. On the fucking smoking mirrors. Pull the trigger, you're the travel on the clock. Yeah, you'll never see it coming. Well, you'll never see it coming. Kickback, feel the kickback. 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 It's not the cash, you're reality check. Cause you're talking at the side of your neck. You let your sauce up, feel the crap. Feel the kickback. I'm chocolate for the years and they from you. Like I'm insectly into one entertainment. With the word that just spread your pain. It's all too the from what you got. So smearing your sickness. With the pain of me from all of me. We're coming extinction. Let us one the senses. It's not your fault. It's just who you are. Bullshit. What?
Watching Audiotree live. We've been in the studio with Straight From The Path. Check out Internal Atomics, which is out now. Check them out on tour with Counterparts throughout the whole of the U.S. And they're playing Bottom Lounge tonight, so get at that too. Thank you so much for playing for us.
you.
Yeah. Thanks to awesome people in the studio and
Hell
sound
yeah.
engineers,
Hell yeah.
camera and lighting crew for hooking it up. And viewers, thanks for watching.
you,
You
guys.
can support the band by streaming the session when it comes out in a couple of weeks and send a shout via social media to us or them if you just want to connect. From all of us here at the Audiotree Studios, thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?